guys, so I just thought I'd do another video for conditioning moves that you can do on the pole, because the last one was ages ago. I have already warmed up, so I'm not going to warm you up in this video, but if you're struggling a bit with your warm-ups, just make sure that you're getting every body part. So I tend to work down my body, so I start with the neck, doing those, and then I do shoulder rolls or like opening up the chest, and then like moving the ribs or twisting, getting down, making sure you do the hips, opening them up, and then just basically moving every body part so it's all awake. And then I usually do like a little bit of cardio, so like running on the spot or some star jumps, or just something to really get your blood pumping. Okay, so the first conditioning move we're going to do today is chopper. So I'm sure a lot of you will have done this one in class. It's a bit like the tucks, except we're going back, and it's great conditioning for when we're beginning to invert. So this, I'm trying to think the best angle, probably this way. So the same as we do when we're just doing our tucks, we're going to put our hips in front of the pole. We're going to bring the inside arm onto the pole. We're going to get that nice grip point here in the arm. Outside arm is going to come above the arm there. And just as we do when we invert, with these we want to really make sure that we're looking back. So the head is really important here, because this is what it looks like. So we're coming back and back down, and then obviously if you want to, you can open your legs, that's the chopper, and come back down. So yeah, really important tip with this one is the head, because if I'm here and I'm trying to lift up and go back, but my head is still looking forward, I'm not going to be able to go further than that. You've got to lead with your head. So when I did it from this side, I want to see your face so I can see the camera now to do that. So we're going to do 10 of those, or 5 to 10 of those on each side. Okay, so once we've done those, the next one we're going to do is a bit of arm stuff. So in the last video I think I did skater kicks. This time we're going to try some pull-ups on the pole basically. I'm just going to take my belly bar out because I don't want to scratch the pole. So for this one we're going to have our arms, we're going to do it both way around. So you want your hands sort of above face height, but you don't want them too long and stretched out, because if you're up here trying to lift yourself, it's just not possible. So you want to have a bit of a bend in your arms, because otherwise, if I'm trying to lift myself from up there, you've got way further to go. So just above head height, nice little relaxed bend in the arms. We're going to engage both arms, and we're just going to lift up and come back down. I'm going to do 5 with my arms, 5 on each side basically. So making sure that you switch your arms halfway through. So, up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 4, 5. Obviously, you don't have to do 5 with all of these conditioning exercises. The thing is, adapt it to your own ability and your own strength and whatever, and your own tiredness. If you're feeling tired, do less. If you really want to have a good workout, get 5 to 10 in there. Okay, so next one is going to be a bit more abs. So I'm going to come to the pole. I'm going to lift myself up like I did last time. So I've actually got a log under my pole, so I'm just going to cheat a bit and stand on that. So we're going to hang on the pole, we're going to engage the arms, and then we're going to do leg raises from here. And we're going to try not to bring our legs down in between. 5, and then switch your hands around. So now we're going to do, this one is actually more of a still one, it's not reps. We're just going to basically hold a position for as long as we can. So this is a really good one to really track your progress, because obviously the stronger or the better your stamina gets, the longer you'll be able to hold it for. So we're going to come to the pole, we're going to face the pole. We're going to place our hands in bracket grip. So bracket grip is with the magic finger pointing down. On the bottom hand, top hand comes up nice and high. And we're just going to lift our legs into a straddle position. And we're going to hold it for as long as we can. Okay, and then obviously make sure you switch sides, do the other side. I'm just going to grab a drink. So yeah, this is quite a hard one. It's a lot harder than it looks, but again, great to see progress with, because you'll notice yourself doing it for longer and longer, hopefully. So other side. Didn't do it for very long on that side. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is side tucks. So this is a bit like a cradle spin, but we're turning it into a conditioning move. So we're going to stand next to the pole. We're going to bring our inside arm onto the pole so that we've got our forearm resting right against the pole, and we're holding it on the opposite side to our face. Then our outside arm is going to come above, and we're going to lift our body and tuck sideways. And we're going to do 5 to 10 of those on each side. So again, this is a bit like a cradle spin. So if you were doing a cradle spin, it would look like that. So we're just going to kind of turn it into conditioning. So I'm going to do 5 on each side of those. So the next one on the list is basically a half flag. So if you can't do a half flag, don't worry, because that's what you want to start preparing for with this. So if you can do the half flag, which is this, try and do it maybe 3 times, hold it for a couple of seconds. If you can't quite get there yet, then we can just practice kicking the legs up and trying to bring them down as slowly as possible. So if you're not quite there, just practice getting the feel of kicking your legs up and back down, kicking your legs up and back down, and trying to do it nice and controlled. So trying to come down slowly is the key here. So we're sort of legs are up and trying not to just flop right back down, but trying to have a bit of control. It is quite hard, and that will condition you up to finally get the half flag, hopefully. Okay, so for the next couple, we're going to come down onto the floor, so you might want to grab a mat or something. So we're going to start with some leg raises. So you want to lie on the floor, and you want to have your hands in cup grip at the base of the pole. Now I've got a log at the bottom of my pole, so you might find you can have your hands a bit lower. I have to have mine kind of high because of my log. It's because my pole isn't quite tall enough to reach the ceiling, and it's too tall with the extension, so that's the log. Anyway, so we're gonna basically just lift our legs up and back down. So we're gonna do 10 of those. We want to make sure we're lifting our hips as well, so it's not just coming to here, but we're getting that extra bit and lifting the legs and coming back down. So we're going to do 10 of those. So make sure as well that our feet aren't touching the floor in between, so we're keeping them just off the floor in between each one. And back down. Okay, brilliant. Have a little breather, and then the next one that I'm going to do today is called jackknife. So it's a similar one to what we've just been doing, but this time our legs are going to pass over our forearm. So we're sort of adding a twist in there, which is going to target the obliques as well, which are the sort of muscles at the side of your abdominals. So lifting again our hips like last time, but this time we're going to twist over each arm. Come back down, twist over our forearm. This one is really hard not to kind of go too far and end up falling. So this one, you've got to really try and control it so that you don't go too far and end up slipping. So you want to just stay about here. Twisting. And we're going to do 10 of those. So it's 5 each side. So. Great, well done. Really good. Have a little breather, grab a drink. Okay, and then we're just going to finish off with the one that I did in the last video, which is lifting your legs up and then just trying to come down as slowly as you can. This is an absolute killer on the abs, but really good workout. So we're going to bring our legs up to about here. We want to try and keep our body, when we're coming down, we're going to try and keep a nice straight line. So rather than having our hips down here, we want them to be nice and straight. And then we're just going to try and lower in a nice straight line as slowly as we can. It is really hard, especially the lower you get. You might find it a bit easier actually if you have one leg bent, so you can do it coming up, keeping one leg bent, and then coming down. Obviously then make sure you switch your legs around. Yeah, do it with a leg bent, it's much easier. It's still really hard, but it is easier with one leg bent. So again, this is a really tough one, so try and do like 3 to 5 of these. I'm going to do it with my leg. It's the other way around. So yeah, I'm going to stick at 3 of those for now, because I am very tired. Okay, and just to finish off, I'm going to show you guys a side climb, because any climbing as well is also conditioning, so it's really good just to practice your climbs. I'm going to show you side climb because I'm assuming most people probably know like a basic climb, but this is a side climb, which is another climb. So we're going to start next to the pole. We're going to hook our inside leg onto the pole there. Inside arm's going to come nice and high, outside arm's going to come just below it. We're going to engage our arms here and bring the outside leg, it's going to come behind the pole, and we're resting our ankle against the back of the pole. We're then going to use that leg, we're going to push really hard against the pole and use our arms to pull ourselves up, bring the arms a bit higher, and then engaging that bottom leg so that we can lift the inside leg again and push up. Careful of your heads if you haven't got a very tall pole like me. I'll show you one more time, so I'll do my other side. So your inside arm's coming nice and high, outside arm's just below it, hooking on into a ballet hook. And the really important thing is to use the bottom leg. It's not just trailing there, just chilling out. It is gonna enable us to move this leg up each time, because we're gonna take a lot of our weight in that ankle. So I don't know if you can see, it's a bit red just because you really do have to push against and pull your arms, pull your weight up with your arms. So I'm pushing with this bottom leg, bringing my arms up, and I've almost kind of brought my knee into the pole there to get a bit more support on that bottom leg whilst I'm moving that inside leg. So yeah, the bottom, the outside leg is equally as important in this, even though it might seem like it isn't, it is. So I will do just a couple more so you can watch if you need to have a look over the move. So ballet hook, Well done.